not that they're really being spontaneous, it's just because they want you to be available to them when they want you to be available. So I think that's one of the things that I look out for. Another thing is when that person doesn't, and I always say this, if you're dating somebody for a while and they don't want to be around your family at all, that is a huge red flag. And if that person doesn't, if you take them around your family and they don't look like your mother in the eyes or your brother in the eyes, you'll notice that that's also a red flag because they feel guilty about their intentions towards you. I've noticed that too.
What inspired you to write a book?
I didn't necessarily set out to write a book. I started a group, Pimp Chronicles. Like, no. So I started this private Facebook group with some of the people in here, and we started having these conversations because I like to be wretched sometimes. So, I couldn't say all the stuff I want to say on Facebook. So I started this little group with like 60 people in it. And then we would have, yeah, girl, it was funny. And so then we would have these really candid conversations. And then they got serious. First it was just jokes, and they got serious. And then I started, guys tell me everything. Like, I've always had male friends. And so I didn't realize that I was collecting data over these 30 years. And, yeah, and so they just tell me stuff, So that was one thing. And then I was reading a lot of different things on social media where young women, one woman said it's really scary dating a young woman in her 20s, and that really bothered me. And she was like, it's just really, and I'm thinking it's not supposed to be that scary. Of course, you're supposed to be cautious, but it's just not supposed to be a really scary thing. And so I started thinking about some of the things that I didn't know growing up and, that I had to learn. And so that was my purpose of writing the book. And I think that we have a huge issue right now in terms of dating and how men and women relate to each other, and it's only gotten worse. I wanted to approach dating realistically and just from my perspective and some of the things that I learned along the way, and that's how the book evolved. And it really just, once I had an idea, then I had to research it, then I had to find statistics to support it, then I had, it just went from just a little basic thing to a whole book, and I'm like, wow.
Where does the name Pimpette Chronicles come from?
Oh, stop. That. That's Cat Williams. So I love Cat Williams. And so it was all in fun. And then I like the fact that the definition of a pimpette is not the same as a pimp. So it's basically a woman who can get men to do the things that she wants. It doesn't mean that she's getting them for money. It doesn't mean that she's selling them. It means that she's getting them to do the things that she wants. And so that could be anything. That could be getting them to love her, respect her, whatever. So that's how I took it, and that's how I frame Pimpette.